So you play Hank, the dog with a heart of gold in a world of cats where there are no dogs allowed. And from my understanding, you and your wife just had a child, correct?
Yeah. Hmm.
Congratulations to you
Thank
both.
you.
So what attracted you to this film and what are you hoping that kids specifically take from it?
Well, I think kids will have a really good time watching it, and that's kind of the most important thing, I think, is that they'll laugh a
Mine
lot.
did.
Oh, good. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Really
really
good to
liked
hear.
it.
That's great. Yeah, I have like a 3-year-old nephew and who's about to be a 6-year-old niece. Two of them, and I'm really dying for them to see this. I think they're going to love it, and just I think it's just really silly. So that's the main thing I hope kids take away. But also, I think there's like a really nice message about just being loving and being accepting and not judging people before you know what's really in their heart or who they are, and you know, not judging a person for how they're different from you.
I mean, I think that's the lesson everyone needs right now, right? A
Yeah,
little bit.
that's always a good lesson, I think. Just remember to
Absolutely.
love people. Yeah.
I have to tell you, you both played my favorite characters in the film.
Aw.
Kathy, little mama, was like just such a badass. I loved her, and I love how the female characters in the film were just so powerful. I know that you are also a writer, and there's some amazing writers connected to this film. What is it that attracted you to the project?
Actually, I was brought into the project when they were in the process of developing it. So I was very fortunate that I was part of that creative process. And so Rob brought me on board with Alex Schwartz, and I very much related to the idea of women being strong central characters in this. I love that at the end of the day, Emiko is our hero. She's, and Hank is as well, but she is the thing, she's the glue that keeps us all together in this. And I love that every female character in this is fierce and strong and the bravest one of the bunch in all three generations.
You are the director slash creative lead on this film. What attracted you to this story, and what do you hope that the audience takes from it?
Gosh, there's so many different things about this story that I think are fun and but also have deeper meaning. It's a story about inclusion. It's a story about diversity in a way, because Hank is a dog and he has to kind of figure out how to exist in a world of cats, and because he's a dog, they don't like him very much. So I think there's a great meaning in that for audiences, for everybody really. But it's also just fun and funny, and the characters are really charming and hilarious, and especially I think Jimbo, played by Samuel Jackson, and Ricky Gervais, who plays the villain Ikachu, and Michael Cera, of course, as Hank, the dog, who's incredibly lovable and sort of earnest and hardworking, and he never gives up. And actually, that's one of the things that I think is the most important values that any of us has in life, because we all meet with obstacles. Absolutely, every one of us. Being human means that you have to deal with challenges and adversity. And the thing that I always try to impress upon my kids is that you're never a failure until you give up. And so, you should never give up.
Kylie, your character, Emiko, is a tiny but incredibly brave little kitten. What do you hope that kids specifically are going to take away from this film?
I want other children like me to dream bigger and feel welcomed in a new space and embrace who we are.
That's fantastic. I think they're going to very easily walk away and feel that way from the film. I know my 4-year-old, who is hiding in the corner right now, very much felt that way. If I may, you're very well known for, among other things, being such an advocate for the LGBT community and civil rights. And not to minimize what is happening in the world around us, but levity is very important during these times of hardship. So what is something that you hope people take from this very lighthearted, enjoyable film that they can use in their toolkit to fight injustices?
The title of the movie is Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. Hank is the lone dog in a land of cats. It's all inhabited by cats, cat farmers, cat bakers, cat blacksmiths, and cat lords. And they're all Japanese cats, samurais, lords, shogun, etc. All that diversity or that uniform species, and into that world comes the title hero, Hank. And Hank turns out to be a dog. And he becomes the hero of that cat society. So don't judge a book by its cover, because behind the cover, when you get to know the inside, the character, the quality of the person, the strengths and the weaknesses, then you can work together and tap each other's strengths and help each other out of that weakness. And we all have a healthier, stronger, better society is the ultimate message. Cats and dogs, legendary for not being able to get along, hissing and barking, and fat guy and a teeny tiny boss eventually finding a way to live together, and a whole diverse cat society coming together and working in harmony.
One last question for you, Kathy. I know that you are a mother of 2, correct?
Correct.
We ask all of our parents this. What is the number one thing that you think every parent should outsource if they have the means to do so?
Childcare. Oh, childcare. Right? I mean, let's just say it.
Yes.
You can only wrap your head around, there's only so many hours in a day. And I would love to be the superhero mom who can handle everything and juggle all of the things and the career and the thing and then making the lunches and all of the things that come with motherhood. But if you are able to afford it, if you have the family, if you have the ability, find those moments, whether it is to pursue your own career and your interests, and also if it's just self-care. If it just means literally having them out of the house for just a moment of peace, it's worth everything, because then they come back and you're quintessentially a better mom. You are exponentially so a better mom.
100%.
Would you agree?
100%. And also, show me that super mom. I don't think she exists. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Right? Impossible.
We ask all our parents, what is the number one thing you think every parent should outsource if they have the means to do so?
Parenting, raising a child. No, that's a joke. I don't know.
Is it though? Because it's not always for me.
I mean, there's a lot. It's just, that's a very good practical question. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I only have a 10-month-old baby. So, and we haven't outsourced anything yet. You know, we haven't had any night nurse or anything. I mean, we had our child during COVID. So we didn't have anybody in. We really were just doing it all alone. And that was great, but it was really very challenging. I think probably the first thing I would outsource, if it would be like getting a night nurse or something. But then I also think, it's not just about the money. It's also, do you want to give that experience away? Because it's kind of like you only have a little baby once, and then they're going to be grown up and not a baby anymore. And do you want to outsource that? I don't know. I don't really know how to answer your question.
I mean, I'll tell you, common answers are like somebody to clean your house. We had somebody once say,
that would be.
Somebody once said like clicking in the car seat, because that's a real pain in the butt.
No, I'm good at that. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
But no, I think the cleaning the house would be great if we just like didn't have to do that at all ever. And they would just come in and do that. It's so funny you said that, because actually today my wife and I were kind of hitting this a little bit of a breaking point. And I said exactly that. I was like, why don't we, I'm going to hire someone who will come in, and maybe even twice a week and just take care of the house, so that we don't have to think, just for the next like couple weeks, so that we can kind of get ourselves back in order,
I would suggest that to you.
Do it.
It helps.
Yeah. We got to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the film and on your baby. And
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon.
Live long and prosper, as we say in the galaxy. You do
Live
it.
long and prosper.
Bravo.